Hello and welcome to another week here aboard Acelink. I have started on some of the electrical work and that's required me to move some things around, but I have already put the battery, the start batteries with their new lugs or their new terminals into our little compartment. Let me show you what that looks like. Alright, so here we have it. These are the new batteries. I know this one looks a little bit older. That's overspray from when I was spraying the engine a couple of months back. So it actually is a fairly new battery. They're only about 3 months apart, these two, and they're fully charged, balanced, and ready for me to connect them. So the idea is I'm going to connect them to a bus bar, which will get mounted up here somewhere, and then our override switch, our battery cutoff. I need to do more cabling stuff, but in typical fashion, literally every single lug I have is too small or too big, and I've got a huge range of lugs, and they're all wrong. So I need to go get some lugs to do this job, but we're getting there. All right, this setup isn't permanent. Like I said, these terminals are going to go to a bus bar, but currently the two are together in parallel. And I've got just this cheap little controller topping them up, 13.2. So just to keep them trickle charged, they are fully charged. That should be good. Now, there is a hole in here somewhere. There we go. Now, that is, oh, no, not there. Okay, in here somewhere, might have been, there we go, at the bottom. So that hole comes from this cupboard, goes underneath the boards there, comes out here, and that's where the old cables have to go. One for the starter motor, and then a common ground or a common neutral. And it's going to go rerouted through there along with that. I might run a cable from starter to alternator. I need to figure out spacing. I noticed this cable, or rather this hose, is awfully close, and I don't really like that setup. It's touching, and I don't want it to touch. So I have to readjust that a little bit. But yeah, work is beginning. Then I need to clean up all of these cables and hoses and pipes and things up here on this side of the engine. Remove all of this stuff here. This spider's mess, by the way, could be why my radar doesn't work. And then over here too. And the point is to paint this panel completely in the engine room, and then fit the sound deadening to it. Now the sound deadening is over there. So I figure if I start one thing at a time and I just sort of hack away at it, I can get that done. I don't know how long that's going to take. Probably longer than I think, as is always the case on a boat. But yeah, now the weather is turning and rain is forecast in the next hour. So I'm probably going to head home and prepare all of this work for tomorrow. I have a bit of a problem reaching stuff. So I don't know if you can see in there. Already there are some cables. They need to be rerouted. And the one goes to powering this board, which is powered, just not connected to anything. At least those are. The second ones are not. And that's powered by this big AGM battery. Quite a lot going on. So let me get my head together and draw up a small plan. Oh boy, is it freezing this morning. There is this is sort of my look. It rained overnight, all the clouds are sort of gone, the sun will come up, and I've come dressed head to toe in black. I will maximize every bit of retention of heat and absorption that I possibly can today. Oh, let's see if we can get some cabling done. Of course, I've been ignoring a lot of other work, and in order to do the electrics that I need to do, I need to remove a ton of old cables that were routed all the way to the stern of the boat. Some of them run behind here. I've already removed all of this. I thought I had a time lapse running, but actually I just turned off the screen. But that's for the radio. This would have been for my SSB. And now I'm putting some other electrical cables on. I need to locate where some of the stuff goes, because I can't actually start running new wires until I pull all this old stuff off. And truthfully, I don't really have much of a clue about where all of these wires are going. I know where this one's going. This is the ICOM aerial thing, and it's well and truly stuck in there, but I have to remove all of these old cables going everywhere before I'm actually able to replace them with new ones, at least to know where they're all going. Alright, simply put, I don't have a clue how they got this thing in here, because there's no room to go backwards or to turn or to go up or to remove these brackets or to put it this way or to put it through on this side. This is a 3D puzzle I don't think I can solve in a hurry. I need to get this out of here. What the hell? I have no idea how they accomplished this. Alright, let me fiddle a bit longer. I mean, good grief. If it came in, it can come out, right? How the hell did that thing get in there? I mean, it's obviously, you know, it's been put in there and it's been there for years. I don't see any way. The cupboard doesn't come off, the plate doesn't come off, the like facade. I mean, it's not getting locked up by the doors because they're on the outside. It's not even making it through the frame. You can't turn it around, can't move it back and forth, and can't turn it 360 or 180 or in any which way. I'm stumped. I don't know what to do. So this cleanup continues. I finally carried on getting started in here. I will start moving across to this side a little bit later, but I think we'll be done with this week's video because I just don't have enough time. I've run out of time this week and I don't want to wait another week to show you guys what's going on. These bus bars you saw me make are also sort of ready to go. I just have to drill 2 holes. They will be for the battery bank, but they are not going to be like a proper bus bar. That's just literally to connect the 2 batteries, and then from there it's going to go to the bus bars. The bus bars are on their way. I've ordered them from Temu. I've had about a 75% success rate with things from Temu. All of the solar stuff is on the way. I got an SMS earlier, so it should arrive tomorrow. And this issue with lugs, I started making up the one cable. I had 2 lugs to wire up the starter motor to the cutoff switch, which is going in the cabinet for the engine room. And the cable was too short. So I have to cut that off, and I need to get a slightly longer cable because it just doesn't quite route through there. That's on me. And I still can't remove the radio antenna box thing that's sitting in the back. Don't ask me why. Still don't know how they got it in there. Must have done it somehow. So that'll be all. That'll be all for this week. I will continue with the electrical stuff. I'm actually going to be here late today, and that'll be in next week's video. And I've got a lot more cleaning up to do. Specifically in that other cabinet, there's another run of wires that I need to remove before I continue on wiring up the engine room the way I want to wire it up, which is the correct way to wire it up. So that'll be all on next week's episode. Thanks for coming, guys. I'll see you then. Stick with me. We'll improve things soon. I may have even found a new camera. So I hope I get it. So let's keep an eye out for that. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.